Hello, tubers and groovers, and welcome to this edition of Take the Fear Out the Gear with me, Jason Bangers.
And me, Mr. Chumley Warner.
It's Black Friday. That is that time that is coming up just before Christmas, as it usually does, and then again usually after Christmas. However, Black Friday seems to be more than one day now.
Yeah, it seems like they now seem to go like, because Black Friday's coming up this Friday, they seem to go like a week before and a week after.
Yeah, we should say the date, shouldn't we? It's I can't read the
21st, is it?
22nd of
22nd.
November 2022. So Black Friday is supposed to be this Friday coming, is that correct?
That's right, and looking on YouTube, because we want to know the Behringer deals and maybe a few.
We do like to know the Behringer deals.
And a few little extra things you might like. And I looked on YouTube, I thought, I typed in synth deals, Behringer synth deals, and all I got was plugins, VSTs.
Yeah.
So we thought, well, let's do a video and...
Hardware.
Yeah, hardware is what we want.
Stuff you walk in the shop, buy and take home and unbox and have a look at and hold. So I think what we should do is kind of do it this way. It's time for...
It's that time. Chummy Stats.
It's that time. So it's kind of stats, but Chumley has found some hardware that you may find on offer this coming, and who knows how much longer, Black Friday deals. Hardware synthesizers, is that correct, Amanda?
That's right. Predominantly Behringer, because I know how much you guys have been saying, how much can you get the Behringer gear for?
Yeah, and I still want the Model D. I do want the Model D.
I think you should.
Is it the Model D, the complete one?
Poly D.
The Poly D,
Poly D,
I want that. 600 quid though, plus is out of my league a little bit.
Well, what we've done, we got a couple of UK retailers.
Yes.
And I've got one from, and I'm we got Toman mentioned them there. They cover Europe, and we looked a quick look at Sweetwater in the States.
Oh, Sweetwater, yeah.
Because I know we've got a lot of USA viewers, so we've tried to cover all bases.
Thank you.
So we're in the UK at the moment. So Andertons.
Yep.
Is it Chappers and the Captain?
Yep, it is.
I think it is. Yes.
Chappers and the Captain.
They got some really good deals. Now the Star deal, I think it's one of the Star deals. If you like the Behringer's 2600, and this is one of the limited edition. This is the blue one.
Yeah.
Their price, I can't see anything cheaper. £422.
But that was with your loyalty stuff, though, wasn't it?
No, that's the price.
That is their price. That's cheap.
And it say if you've shopped with Andertons before and you've got some loyalty points, you can get that 422 and take off your loyalty points to make it cheaper.
Because there's three models of that. There's a grey.
The grey Mini.
Yeah.
The blue Marvin and the original one, which
that you've got.
Which is actually costs more than this limited edition one with the spring reverb. That's the main difference.
Spring reverb on it is going to be good. But this there, the blue one, so 400 and what?
22.
Bargain. And too late would be to cry when the man with the bargains passes you by. Don't say we didn't warn you. Next.
Next one, Behringer again. This is the TD3 Behringer bassline in red. £80.
Oh my goodness.
And what we ought to say, all of this is in stock.
Yeah. That's so cheap. Just we again, don't say we didn't warn you.
And this is the last one from Andertons. We're going purple this time.
Prince would like this then.
This is one for Prince.
But he dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a shame.
A damn shame.
Bless him. This is an Behringer RD6 drum machine in purple. £113.
Good grief, that's cheap.
Yeah, what can you say?
That's cheap. I mean, you could. There you go. You could buy all of them. What we just mentioned for under £1,000.
Easily. And I think just one last one I've looked here in Andertons. They're doing the Behringer Cat. So,
meow.
Yeah, if you want to know more, we've done a video on the Cat.
We have.
That's 241.
Yeah.
So not quite as cheap as last year, but that's the cheapest we've seen.
Yeah, not bad at all.
So now we're going more European for our European.
And before he carries on, I will say, if you're half thinking about it, the name of the show is Take the Fear Out of Gear. We've already reviewed most of these products. What we have found out ourselves is we hesitated, we sniffed and sneezed and didn't buy when we damn well should have. So what we're saying is get them. Don't hesitate, get them now, because they're not going to be probably going to double, triple in price.
I have a feeling, I'm not, it's just only a guess, but like on, say that
Suchu.
the Suchu, sir, the blue 2600.
Yes.
I'm sure these were maybe not old stock, but they're not new stock, because I have a feeling if Behringer are remaking stuff, it's going to be more expensive.
Yes.
So I could be wrong, but I think this is the way it's working. So Thomann,
Yeah,
we love Thomann.
Love
We've been buying stuff for Thomann for years. Let's go on the Behringer. We'll go on the Behringer. This is the best price I could find on the Behringer Pro 1, £259. So it suits you. It's the best suits you, sir. That's the best deal.
Not bad at all.
We're going to go off Behringer for a second. They've got this thing called I showed Jay earlier, the Distant Voices Theremin.
Oh yeah. First saw it, I thought, what a piece of crap. Tandy's realistic. Make your own is what it looked like. When I heard it, I was quite absolutely impressed.
It's a good bit of kit, isn't it?
Yeah, damn right. And all it needs is if you could hack into it somehow to put a volume pedal on it, you'd have the complete deal.
And the best thing about it, £88.
Yeah, Theremin for £88. Hasn't got a volume adjuster on it, but everything else, you adjust your bandwidth and that's all there.
So that's a nice little piece of kit.
Yeah, I really like that actually.
And then again on Thomann, you got the Teenage Engineering pocket operators. They look like calculators and they do all different things. They seem to have some in stock for anywhere from £55 to £76. So that seems
from Teenage Engineering. That's bloody cheap.
Cheaper than the new OP1 for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that is the Teenage Engineering bargain, I think. For £55.
That is, yeah.
And if you're a Bowie fan, what can you get?
A what fan?
David Bowie.
David Bowie. You say Bowie, I say Bowie. I do say Bowie. What can you get if you're a Bowie fan?
It's the new David Bowie white stylophone. Limited edition.
Of course, because he used it on Space Odyssey, right? And then the engineer threw it out the window after they did the solo on it. But it was actually not just a solo, it was used throughout the song. Now, the people who made Stylophone had a certain celebrity promoting these things. Well, they can't use his name now, so they're very cleverly remarketed
the David Bowie
Stylophone.
And it's in white as well, so that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have agreed to that, but he's dead now. I guess his estate have given the okay.
Yeah, and guess on the price, because
Well, £150.
£30.
What? Bloody hell.
£30 for your own, if you're a Bowie fan.
Yeah.
Or you just want a stylophone, which is a limited edition, grab yourself a £30 special edition white one. So we're going over to the States. We've gone to Sweetwater because that seems to be one of the big dealers over there. So again, the Behringer TD3 in silver, which is quite nice because that's the original colour.
Yeah.
$111, which seems pretty cheap.
So that's going to be about £90 for us, isn't it?
£93, yeah. So that's cool. And then again, the Behringer Model D, which is the rack mount version of the Mini Moog. $261, so that's not bad price.
Not bad at all.
Because if you look at it in pounds, that's £219, and they're selling for way more over here in the UK. And then looking at Sweetwater again in the USA, this seems a pretty good price. It's for the Behringer 2600, but this is the grey version. $566, which works out about £476. So that seemed like a good deal.
Well, you're not going to get them any cheaper, let's be honest. Are you?
Not really, no.
Not even going to get them second hand for that price, to be fair.
No, and obviously if you're in the UK, you're lucky if you can go to Anderton's and pick up that 422 deal. And the only other thing, this is nothing really to do with Black Friday, but it just popped up. Did you know they've made a new MicroKorg?
They're making another MicroKorg. So I've got the black one, you've got the white one and the black one.
And they're bringing out another version of it.
What colour?
White.
Oh, so in between black and silver, silver and silver. why there's nothing wrong with the MicroKorg and they're still about and you can buy them for.
I think we should look. It's one of the most popular synthesizers Korg have ever done.
Well, I thought the Mini Moog was probably the most. Apparently, the MicroKorg is the most popular selling micro synth.
Yeah, because obviously, go back to one of our videos, I think they've been selling it for at least 10 years now.
Yeah.
This is a bit strange. I don't quite understand what they've done here, Korg, but what they've done, they've given you more memory locations. That makes sense, and new sounds.
Yeah.
But what they've done is they put speakers in it.
If you're in a studio, you wouldn't want built-in speakers because you'd plug it in.
Yeah, so
that just means that I don't see the point of that at all.
it's a bit strange. So if you're sitting in the middle of the forest and you want to blast it out to the trees, then you might need one with speakers. There you go. Just an interesting fact.
Okay, yeah, but then there's the thought that, of course, if you're running it on batteries and you've got speakers, then the batteries aren't going to last half as long if they're running speakers as well.
Yeah.
However, interestingly, though, one thing I did know that I did over here when you was getting these stats is the speakers come through the keys.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Bizarre. And they're left, right and centre.
And if you want one, Digital Village, the best price on there is $377.
I was going to say 500. That's cheap.
Yeah, so there you go. That's kind of our roundup of.
Well, not quite. There is one we haven't mentioned.
Oh, you mean the expensive one?
Yes. What do you think about this, Tubes, right? We all know about the Mini Moog, right? We all know about that. And we know how much they're selling for second hand, yeah? So if you got one second hand and you're going to sell it, you can pretty much ask what you want for the damn thing because it seems they go up to $12,000 and sterling. Well, in this country, they tend to make around £6,000, £7,000, or they can do anyway.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say now. I'll hand you over to Mr. Chumley and continue with his stats on this one.
So like Jay said, on the original Mini Moog, that's the kind of prices you're looking at. Then this has put a slight fly in the ointment because they re-released it in 2016.
They did.
And people were selling those reissues for about $5,000.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be happy people because Moog have just released the new one.
Which we should say is an identical copy of the original Mini Moog, except for a couple of extras
You
on top.
got your MIDI and they've upped it so you can do all that.
So it's complete analog. It's built like a tank, the same. It's identical.
And again, that's $5,000.
That's how much they're selling this for, $5,000.
So if you've got your 2016 one, it's not going to be worth $5,000 anymore.
There's a plus and a minus there. £5,000 as a new buyer. Well, I think that's too much for a brand new synth that's a really old synth from way back. It could be said that's bloody cheap because you can't buy them for that money anymore. So it's a weird one.
And if you switch it on, it's going to work, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah, it's brand new. So it's not going to be like buying a second-hand one that's going to be out of tune, keep popping out of tune all the time. But it's really going to piss on the fire of those that are trying to make a lot of money by selling them second-hand for hideous amounts. It might put an end to this stupidity, I don't know, because it's got out of hand, hasn't it?
Yeah, and if you're really worried about it, Polly D is all I can say.
Oh, Polly D, for sure, for sure. Tell us what you think about that, guys, especially if you've got one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been lovely speaking to you again. As usual, you are the wonderfulest, most fantastic audience in the world. You were patient enough to put up with me and Mr. Chumley. So we'd like to say on this episode of Take the Fear Out of the Gear, please help us with the algorithm by hitting the subscribe.
And do all the liking, sharing, tapping the bell. So it's a very sad moment. You know what's sad about it? We've got to say goodbye once again until next time. It'll probably only be and that next. We normally put them out on a Tuesday evening, don't we?
Dear oh dear, it's the end of Take the Fear Out of the Gear, but only just for this week. Yeah.
So it's goodbye from me, Mr. Chumley Warner,
and it's goodbye from me, Mr. Jason Bangers, and we will see you next week. Take care, ciao for now.